Hey up everybody, my name's Joshua Morrison, director of Johnny Mozzle's Lessons in Confidence, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the idea of loving oneself, because a lot of people out there like to beat themselves up and they like to get themselves down over various flaws that they have in their personality, or maybe their physical appearance, or maybe their mental health, or maybe their mental capability. You know, I mean, sometimes I think I'm stupid. Other people think they're stupid all the time. You know, we all doubt ourselves in various ways. And I wanted to make this video as a very simple thing. You don't have to be perfect in order to love yourself. Think about the people that you love, right? And think about whether they are perfect. Now take away your bias towards them, because obviously you love them. Say you've got a son and you love that son to the ends of the earth. But you also recognize that they're not a perfect specimen. They have things that are wrong with them, right? They're not perfect in every single way. Now look at yourself and realize that you also have things that are wrong with you. And think about how you treat your own self. And then consider, would you treat another person like that? So I sometimes beat myself up and I get myself down about various things. You know, and it's quite easy to sort of go, oh, you fucking idiot, or whatever, you know, and you kind of get yourself down a little bit like that. And think about this. Would you say that to, say, your son, or I don't know, your family or your friends or the other people that you really care about? Would you say to them, you fucking idiot, what are you doing that for? Do you think you're fucking clever or something? Like, unless they did something really wrong. I'm talking about just, you know, messing something up, really basic, you know, like maybe, I don't know, have you ever like boiled the water, gone to put it in the pan, but you kind of turned the hob on first, and then you've left the pot on the hob with no water in it, and then you poured the water on afterwards. I've done that a couple times. And whenever I have done that, I've kind of gone, Josh, you fucking idiot. What do you do that for? You fucking moron. You fucking nearly destroyed that pan, you idiot. Really, what the fuck were you thinking? Are you fucking stupid or something? What, like, why did you do that? You do it normally most times. You do it properly. Why did you do it wrong? And you kind of get like that. And the way I started to realize it was, I'm treating myself like an abusive partner a little bit. Like, if someone treated you like that, get the fuck away from them, right? But when it comes to your own brain, you just allow it, because it's you and you can treat yourself however you want, because it's only you. So I wanted to make this video just to sort of say, look, you're not perfect. You're not great at everything. You're not a perfect specimen. You're not totally fine. You have places to improve. You have things that you can work on. You have flaws, and there's things that, you know, sometimes someone just won't like you. And that's fine. People aren't always going to like you, but you know, you can always try and like yourself, because you're stuck with yourself. I can't get a break from me. I'm stuck with me. After this video's gone, you get to be done with me. I've got to keep doing this, right? So I don't get a break from myself, and you don't get a break from yourself either. And if you've got, you know, various mental health issues or whatever, or you've got anxieties or depression or whatever, and you get yourself really down about things, it can be very, very, very easy to just make yourself utterly fucking miserable over nothing of real substance whatsoever. So I feel like, just recognize that you're not perfect, but that doesn't mean that you can't be happy with who you are. You can sense that there are things that you can improve on, but that doesn't mean that you have to get yourself down over where you are now, because you have been trying up until this point, right? And you're going to continue trying from this point. So you're doing everything right. Just because progress is maybe slower than you anticipated, or maybe something went wrong that you couldn't have seen coming, so what at the end of the day? Because it's not like when you die, you get to a big pearly gate and there's a guy that goes, did you do everything you said you were going to do? Because if you didn't, you're not getting in, right? You know, once you die, it's kind of however you see the afterlife or whatever, but I don't think there's going to be someone there that's going to get on your grill and grill you out about, you know, everything that you did wrong, right? Unless you did some like really awful, nasty stuff, like you murdered someone or something. Like, obviously, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about normal things. Like, for instance, maybe a time when you had a conversation, you felt like you said something quite awkward, and you noticed their body language change a little bit after that situation. I've done that, where I've said something just really stupid and inappropriate and then look back on it and realize that was actually quite a nasty thing to say to someone. Why did you say that? Would you like someone to say that to you? And that's when getting down on yourself can be okay, when you are sort of telling yourself off a little bit for something that you have done wrong. But it's distinguishing between what's legitimate and what's not. Like the hob thing. yeah, obviously it was a bit of a stupid thing to do, but I didn't need to get myself so down about it, because I am going to make that mistake again at some point, and it is something that comes from an honest mistake. Every time I've done it, it's been because I'm like rushing around trying to do like 5 different things at once, and I've just like, my brain just had a bit of a, you know, brain aneurysm, not brain aneurysm, just a little brain fart, you know? And that's why that happened. But something like that is something that you do, like the example of saying, oh, you said something really nasty to someone by accident without intending it to come off that way. You know, that is something that you can just sort of sit yourself down and kind of go, where did I go wrong with this? How can I do this better next time? And that's what you should do, rather than actually getting down on yourself, which can feel good, so, like in a weird, like self-deprecating kind of way. It can feel good to kind of get angry at yourself, because maybe because you want to get angry at other people, but you can't because you're reserved in that sort of way. But you can get angry at yourself, because what you're going to do, fight back against your brain like that? You can't do that, right? So you kind of just go through and you beat yourself up over stuff, and then you recover from your wounds, and then something else happens and you beat yourself up over it, and you're constantly recovering from these self-inflicted mental wounds that you've put upon yourself. And you don't need to do any of this. You can just love yourself for who you are and not worry about where you want to be, because you're not there yet. And when you do get there, you're still going to be beating yourself up, because there's going to be a new fucking destination that you'll have come up with. And once you get to that one, there'll be another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. You're never going to get to nirvana, okay? It's just not going to happen. So why don't you bring nirvana to you? Instead of constantly chasing the fucking rainbow, why don't you just take in the colour that surrounds you? Because you live in a very colourful fucking world with loads of really nice people, loads of really interesting things to discover and explore. There's loads of beauty in the world. Why don't you just take some of it in and realise that there's beauty within yourself as well, and not worry so much about, you know, how you look or how you think, or what's wrong with you or what's right with you. And particularly on the looks thing, by the way. If you ever have like a romantic partner, and you know, you're sort of getting yourself down about how you look, right? And you think you look kind of ugly. Think about how you see them, that other person. Think that you probably think they're pretty fucking good looking, right? But they probably don't. They probably think that they've got stuff that's wrong with them. But when they try and explain what's wrong with them to you, it just sounds like alien to me anyway. It's just like, what are you fucking talking about? You know, so it's all a matter of perspective. So I think, you know, with the body thing, it's very hard to obviously get over, you know, body conscious images and stuff like that. And it's a realm that I'm not equipped to actually discuss. But all I can say is, you know, try your best to not worry about it, because it's nowhere near as important as it feels. And you're also probably wrong about your own body, like, consciousness image. And with your brain as well, you're probably wrong about, you know, how dumb you think you are. You're probably way more intelligent than you think you are. Like, for a long time, I thought I was quite a stupid person, and it turns out I'm actually not. It was when I talked to someone and I just out of nowhere said Nietzsche, and they said, who? And it's like, I don't even know much Nietzsche. I know he's the founder of nihilism. That's it. That's all I really know about the fucker. I barely even know what nihilism is, to be honest. So I'm not saying I'm an intelligent person, but I can have the confidence in myself to have some kind of, I don't know, self-love, I guess, to just sort of go through life and just be okay and content. And it's not that I haven't had mental health issues before, you know, and it's not like I don't sometimes have bad days where I get myself down and I beat myself up, and I'm maybe making this video to sort of remind myself, as well as yous, to just be okay with things. Like, look at this right now. This is not a professional look, fucking snotting up right now, but you know what, like, is someone really going to get on your case and they're going to like jeer and laugh at you because you got a runny nose in the cold? And if they do, fuck them, you know? Like, why get yourself down over things that are just basic humanity sort of things, you know, that everyone does and everyone suffers from, that aren't unique to you, okay? And even if they are unique to you, sometimes that can be a good thing. It can be, that's the little quirks that make you you. And, you know, one person might not like them, another person might really like them, and that's just a matter of perspective as well. And you know, it's very difficult to sort of figure yourself out in the context of a you know, broader group of people. Like say you're in high school, for instance, right? High school is a really nasty environment for the really awful people that want to get you down, which that environment can then in turn make your own brain work against you, because your brain almost joins the side of your, let's call them oppressors, bullies, just nasty, snobby people that are just trying to put you down and like make you feel bad about yourself. When you don't have to. You don't have to feel bad about yourself, because you don't have to be perfect in order to love yourself. You really don't. You can be completely flawed inside and out, particularly because some of your heroes, all of your heroes in fact, are also very flawed people. And I bet at least one of those heroes of yours you like because of one of their flaws. Like Nick Drake, for instance, an incredibly reserved individual, like so incredibly reserved that just saying an incredibly reserved individual really doesn't do it justice. He was actually really quite damaged, to be honest. And, you know, I bet if I sat down and had a proper conversation with him, I wouldn't come away from it thinking, there's an amazingly lovely human being that like I want to like hang out with forever and I want him to be my best friend. I probably wouldn't come away from the conversation like that. But at the same time, that's not to say that someone else wouldn't. You know, that someone else wouldn't get something out of them. And that, you know, we're all humanity is a basic subjective thing, and what one person likes, another person doesn't. It's like some people like rap, some people like pop, some people like rock, some people like R&B, some people like harsh fucking noise, Merzbow stuff. We all like different things. Some of them are more niche, some of them are more accessible, and it's not about just trying to make yourself as accessible to everyone, because then you're just a blank slate for other people to decide your personality for you. And do you really want that, or do you want to decide your own personality? Admit your faults to yourself, own your faults, and just go through life not caring what others think of you, unless it's something that actually is something that you need to develop and work on. And even if that's the case, even if you have got stuff you need to work on, that doesn't mean you can't love yourself, because it's important to love yourself, because who else is going to love you if not you? If you don't love yourself, how can anyone else love you? Because you are the first, most key tenet of love. It'd be like life trying to exist on Earth without the sun, right? So love yourself and admit that you're not perfect. Don't worry about the fact that you're not perfect, because I'm not perfect. The other commenters down below aren't perfect. The people in the fucking suggested aren't perfect, especially the ones that think they are, right? None of us are perfect. None of us are ever going to be perfect. And we should make that part of why we are so great. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it wasn't too all over the place. But yeah, I just want you to be happy and go out there and do happiness unto the world. So yeah. Have a good rest of the day, everybody, and take care. Bye-bye. It's really cold out here. Oh.